Hey guys, my name is Tom, and this is the gun game that followed the last video I posted. And I'm posting it because after that first game, and I think I mentioned this in the description last time, this guy sent me a message calling me a fucking cock monster. Excuse the French there, but I think I made a video a while back about haters and people sending rage messages, and I remember saying I never really know how to reply when people do that, or I try to do, like LOL or something like that, just to shrug it off, because I think it's pretty ridiculous, and I still do. If you are so pissed at somebody in a video game, especially a 30 COD point wager match, to go and type out a message to them on Xbox Live. But this, I found, is a much more it's a much more fun way. Is that the proper way to say it? My grammar is terrible today. To deal with it, if someone sends you a rage message, make your gameplay way more obnoxious. And the best way I feel to do that in a gun game is to run around like a dumbass with your knife and try and stab people and just fuck around. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I do not win. I do not do anything amazing. I'm just that annoying bro with a knife. Humiliation man, I guess is what we'll call it. But I wanted to talk about, because right as I stopped recording the last video, I remembered what I was going to say about my friend Sean. And I kind of want to share how we parted ways before he ended up moving to California. And you guys got to hear a lot of his commentaries on the channel. I try to have him on as much as we could, but he's a busy guy, and I am too. And he's an artist. He does a lot of screen prints. For a while, he was working for a skateboard shop, doing like decks and T-shirts, and then he started getting into like illustration, and he's really into like metal and kind of like fantasy stuff. So he does a lot of pretty cool art like that. He's also really into like Japanese art and anime, and so he pulls a lot of influences from that. But he's a big media guy. He loves collecting media, like old VHS tapes, video games. If I ever get the chance to have him back on, like if he's in town visiting, I'll have him talk about that, because he's got like the biggest collection of like books and DVDs and tapes and magazines and games and just the craziest shit you could ever want to find, and he can tell you everything about them. But one of the things that we did together, other than talk about video games and hang out and talk about art and stuff, was we played Dungeons and Dragons together every Thursday. My roommate and another friend of ours from college, Phil, and he's the Lacanian Scholar. He's been on the channel a couple times too. He throws the game together, and he's in charge of it all. And he got us into it because I had never really played. Sean had played, and Phil had played prior to me meeting them. But they had a game going, or were getting a game going together. And so we got everyone in the house, like me and Melinda and our friend Katie and Sean and Phil. And we'd meet every Thursday and play D&D. And Phil had bought, you can buy on the, at the store, these like little books, or it tells you basically like what the guy, whoever's hosting the game, they call him the Dungeon Master. I know probably you guys are laughing your asses off at all this, but don't knock it till you tried it. The game it's fun as shit. I totally recommend going to the store and picking up the materials to play, because I love it. It's super addicting. It's a pen and paper game. Don't use the figures. It's much more fun to use your imagination and to talk it out and do it that way, because then it becomes like active storytelling, which that idea I'm nuts about. But we had this game going, and Phil had done a great job. He had bought this like little story online, and like a little pamphlet with like the plot and the basic locations and maps and stuff. But he totally changed up and added his own stuff to it, and so like we created our characters, and then he kind of made it. He took a lot of influences from like Lost, because it was taking place on an island, and made it very season or episodic based. I think like we've done 2 campaigns, and so he made it like a television season, and so each game ends on this cliffhanger. And hold on, I'm gonna take a sip real quick of my soda. And it builds upon itself, so like the second little campaign that we did, it was like part 2, from the first one, and Sean had come in a little late, but Phil had this rule that you can't be evil. You can't be an evil character because they tend to fuck shit up and play obnoxiously. But he let Sean switch, which we found out about midway through, and no one thought anything of it. So we're building all this stuff, and of course Sean and I are bros in real life. So in the game we're very we're watching each other's backs and going on the adventures together and stuff like that, and kind of like our guys are sticking together. Well, we keep building up this cliffhanger, and there's this prophecy of this mysterious figure who will end the fucking world, and so we're building up, and we end up getting captured, in the game, and one of the things I love about Sean was, even though we had left, he was playing by text message with Phil. He was sending Phil texts in character, trying to kind of feel out what was going to happen, on this last session, because this was right, we all got captured right before his last game, and the last night we were going to see him was going to be the last game. And so I'm sorry if this is really hard to follow. I'm trying to make it easy, but I know I'm rambling, but it has a point, I promise, or at least to me it's a fun story. And so we're all captured, we're in jail, we break out, and we find Sean's character, and he's beaten up, and we free him and help him out and get him back. And I'm stoked. I'm like, yeah, all right. So this is gonna be it. We're gonna finish the adventure tonight. It'll be a fun way to send Sean off. And it turns out Sean's the evil character the whole time, and he sandbags us. He takes away all of Katie's powers and fucks Melinda over. And I get so pissed off. I mean, in real life, which looking back, I'm laughing my ass off, but you never feel more ridiculous when you're nerd raging at a fucking Dungeons and Dragons game. But I was like, you fucking asshole. And the whole game kind of goes awry as I'm trying to, and they're so stoked. They're like, no, it's the best twist. He was the evil one the whole time. Don't you get it? This is so cool. We worked really hard on this, and they had planned it from the beginning. And I was so blinded by nerd rage that I couldn't even be like, yeah, that's cool. I would be like, yeah, that's a neat idea, and I see it. But fuck you for totally I felt like he and Phil were in cahoots, and we were fucked over. And I, and part of me was, this is really stupid, but I was super disappointed that we weren't going to finish the adventure on the same team. And so in my rage, we had 20 non-playable characters with us. I rally them up, and we kill Sean's character. I mean, annihilate him. And so Sean's character was out of the game way earlier and way less epically than was intended, than was intended by Phil or him. But he ended up getting to, play another character. And immediately after all this went down, we went out and smoked a cigarette before we finished the game, and talked it out and laughed. And I felt so ridiculous that I was angry with him, even in the slightest bit. But I don't know. Stuff like that, Woody. That's Woody's squeak toy. I apologize. Let me take that from you, bro. When shit like that happens with friends, especially right before they're leaving or something like that. It's just, that's the funny part. I love playing games, board games, card games, any kind of game, not just video games, but the competitive or I don't know, just it really brings out your personality. And my personality is when the unexpected happens, anytime, I guess, I don't know. When the unexpected happens, sometimes I don't take it well, and I'm working on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the story. That's the game, and hope you're having a good week. We got a Let's Play coming up soon, and I was going to let you guys choose between Gears of War 3, because I got that, and I'm getting that, and Alan Wake. I'm leaning more towards Alan Wake, and I'm probably going to stream Gears of War. So just let me know. Have a good day, guys.